about nobody being sassy and doing all this. Bitch, look in the mirror. Look at you. Look how you looking on the web. You guys, would you guys ever see me getting in a chair, spreading my legs, boom, for what? And who cares if what you gonna do tonight? You fornicating, you're gonna be sinning tonight. You're gonna be sinning tonight, bitch. Who cares about that? No one does. Anybody can fucking suck on some dick, whether it's real or fake. I'm just saying, I look like you nigga, please. Nigga, motherfucking please. I am so shit. In the whole world, you know what? You want to be involved with the beast sector so bad, but then you want to turn around and say, I ain't beast sector. I come from the Latrice Allen sector. Okay, and we don't care. You know what? And then you try to call me this and call me that. But this, you know what? When you first came around, people thought certain things about you. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, nigga. When you talk about me, you talk about yourself too, bitch. Look in the motherfucking mirror, hoe. Okay? You ain't no look, you ain't no better or greater or lesser. I'm just saying. Okay, like nigga, get out of here with that. Oh, I'm going to suck and fuck on somebody. And then you looking for love too. You looking for somebody that's gonna stick with your ass. And you better realize what you told me, nigga. But see, I ain't so evil like you are, to display and get on here and just say everything. I ain't gotta do all that. I ain't like you. See, I look, I was raised by people that gave me good old class. I ain't like you. And I'm glad I ain't like you because you do too much for what? Very little. Very little. Ain't cute half the time. And then my thing is, I don't have a problem with people friends, but my thing is like, if they feel like that, okay, it is what it is. I don't have to, say names or just really just be like, oh, your friend said that too. Okay, well, hey, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. I don't know them like that. I don't give a damn what I've been told. But would I be a whole ass nigga like getting on here and saying, "Oh, your friend said this about you"? Your friend, no, I ain't gotta do all that. See, that's why. Look, when you try to protect your peace, you gotta protect your peace. Getting on here and trying to, be a clown for strangers for some bread off of YouTube, it ain't always the case. You ain't gotta do all that. You don't. You don't. You don't. You really don't. Like, if you feel the need to go out there and do what you gotta do, go out there and do what you gotta do. Just be safe. Just be safe. See, I ain't over here talking bad and saying this and saying that about what I have experienced. But, you can continue to do what you gotta do. Hey, I ain't worried about it. I got other things on my mind that I'm worrying about that I gotta get handled and finished. All this video boxing is the least of my worries. I'm just only doing this right now because I got time right now before I get ready to, get out there and do some things I got to do and handle, you know. But yeah, I'm good over here. I'm good. I'm good. And see, it's so crazy how people can call you names and this and that, but at the same time, they was in need too. They was in need and they needed help. Y'all, look, do you guys see how someone that can cuss you out, you done supported them, cuss you out, and you done supported them, and they expect you to come back to that shit? Hell no. I feel like some of you guys are, well, not some of you guys, but I feel like people out there that does want to come back after somebody done cuss you the fuck out. Don't do it. It's crazy. Mm-mm. They should be respecting you because if it wasn't for you, look, they wouldn't be on. I ain't gonna lie to you. If it wasn't for people just clicking on and seeing what you talking about, hey, what the person that's behind the camera is gonna do? Because I done seen channels where people are on live for hours and hours, and ain't nobody coming in. It's one or two. It's either one or two people. It's like, damn, this is all that you can accumulate. To do your channel. And you got people out there that's like that. I like for instance, and this is no this, but like Dovey, it's like damn, ain't nobody going over there to watch her like that, like and that's not a diss, but it's the truth. Like damn, where is she at? Like what's going on? I ain't gonna lie, I missed the segments with the people coming in. That shit was funny as hell. Oh my goodness, I loved it. How many of you look? How many of you guys love those segments from Novi? Hold on, you guys, give me 1 second. I gotta cough. Bitch, nigga, like I said, ain't nobody mad. Look, you the one that's over there having, you having some type of, episode. I don't know what it is, because you can't handle the truth. Anytime someone try to tell you the truth, you don't want nobody to tell you the truth because you feel like look, you feel like they are trying to control you, and they're not. They're trying to help you out. You know, you got a lot of energy for me. I wish you have a lot of energy, for other niggas out there in the world, especially in the city, and in the country too. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand it. Like, look, I feel like when people come at me, there's some bitches out here, and I feel like, oh my goodness, like you want to fight on somebody that's really really short. I'm only 5'5", you guys, even though I don't consider like I'm not that short, but I'm short. But I just feel like, damn, for a tall ass nigga to be kind of trying to get on my motherfucking ass, like, what for what? Oh my goodness, I can't do too much, even though I can still, pick something and knock a motherfucker out. But I ain't trying to do all that because that ain't me. It ain't. I'm just saying, it's not. But yeah, some of these niggas will be getting on my motherfucking nerves and all that shit. Like, pipe that shit the fuck down. Like, nigga, you done got on here and embarrassed not only myself, yourself as well. Okay? And you think it's a game and laugh, and you can laugh all you want to. I don't, I mean, I ain't like you. I ain't trying to get back on some shit that I'm thinking in my head. That's you. That ain't me. That is you, not me. Hopefully you can get it together, and hopefully you can keep anybody that's around you for life. You know, hopefully you can, because I don't know how many people going to look. I don't know how many people are going to deal with what you are dealing with mentally. Honestly, it's very challenging. It takes a lot. Look, like that girl Money Long said, it takes a lot of superpowers to have some super strength. And it's a reason why things don't always connect. It is. It's a reason why there's no connection there. You can love somebody, but then at the same time, that love can kind of just go into like again. Like shit, I could just like because shit. When you have experienced certain things from that person, how can you love that? That's not love. That's not love. It seems like when someone get on my ass, oh, someone else is in the amen section and hip hip parading around like, oh yeah, they told you off, yeah, but you supposed to be on my team, on my team, on my side. Oh no, and look, you in agreement with the person that's rag tagging my ass. And that ain't love. Mm. Cause I could have easily shared, you know, people going off on you, but I didn't give a damn. And if whoever may say anything about what I have said, hell, things happen. Whatever may be put out, it'll get out there. I mean, why am I supposed to be over here? Oh, I'm scared, like I'm finna get in trouble, like I'm a little kid. I'm a grown ass motherfucking man. At the same time, I ain't worried about this shit like that. Look, when I get off of here, bitch, I'm finna lay down for a little second and then get back. Look, get right back the fuck up, give me a little bite to eat, and go out there and handle my motherfucking business. Honestly. I ain't concerned about what the next nigga gotta say. He, she, they, them, whoever you want to be identified as. I don't give a damn. I don't. I just like to give you guys a little content, something to listen to. You know, and all this people saying I ain't shit with this person, that person, and then you got people saying, oh, you needed me, I needed you. If I needed you, where were you at in 2014? Where were you at then? I did this on my own. I sure did. Well, let me take that back. I started the channel. Then when I started, mixing it up with certain people and do, listen to their lives, had some connects. People want to know who the hell I was, so they came to me. I was shocked. It took me some years to just to get to look. It took me some years just to get to 1,000. I ain't gonna lie. It was a few folks out there that did say go to this channel, and, support. But at the same time, look at the number. It just wasn't off of somebody else. It was off of me because they like me for me. You guys like me for me, and I'll be eternally grateful for that. I would. I don't take that for granted. One time I thought about leaving y'all at some point, but I was like, I kind of got emotional off, for that. Like, damn, man, there's people out here really like me, and then if I just up and leave, YouTube, I'm like, damn, that'd be kind of sucky. But I ain't gonna leave. And look. Only time I'm gonna leave when I feel like I've done enough. It's works. In this progress of life that I gotta go through and things that I want to do and things maybe want to show you guys too. You guys may not see everything, but I want to progress and do the thing. Shit, have little fancy little videos. I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. But also, I don't mind a hole in the wall either. Wherever you at, I'm watching too and as well. Cause I love to hear people singing. Like I was just at my big sis house in my big sis channel, and they was at a party, and I was loving the person that was singing. Like, oh my goodness, that man was singing. And I mean, I was like, damn, he was singing good. And I'm like, damn, how in the hell do you remember all those damn songs? Like me personally, look, I would have to have some cue cards or something. You know, sometimes superstars they have that too. I'm not saying I'm a superstar, but I'm saying some. I didn't even know that they have like a little screen in the back, you know, and they'll just be reading off that shit if they forget a lyric or two. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look my eyes. I'm gonna have to study and do really just do a performance and try to remember how I did everything in that performance and just do that over and over and over again until I get it right until I'm ready to get out there and make something of that. But yeah, I really just kind of want to just have my little own personal um, CD or I guess EP, whatever, however they want to, put it. Hopefully, I can get it one day. But yeah, I ain't look. My ass ain't trying. I'm not. Look, I am not trying to turn on anybody. Look, and you guys, I gotta go back and watch Rick Reed's live. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And my thing is too, you guys. Just I gotta say this too. Look, anytime someone is in need, how come just because someone sent you something, you want to put that out as if that was a bad thing or some type of good thing or whatever? You know, it was a good thing, but at the same time, like, um, it was a need there, and someone came through for you plenty of times. I'm just saying, I did. But I don't give a damn. You know, I'm not over here. Oh, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. Anytime I do give to anybody, it's that's the kind of stuff in my heart. You know, whatever they may need, I'll make it back. You know why? Because I'm blessed. So whatever I do. I make happen for myself. For myself, my baby sleep over there. Put back in his cage, you guys. But yeah, that should just be kind of really pissing me off when people get online and just like, nigga, you talking bad so bad. You're talking so bad about me, but nigga, you fell in love with me. You fell in love with me. Like, nigga, please get out there with that shit. You know, that's why we would never be like how things was. Like, it is what it is. I'm over it. And you should get over it too. And hopefully you can go out there and find somebody that you can do the things that you want to do. Hopefully you can take it. Hope you can take it. 'Cause you want to take it with me. So you can take it with them all. Well, you can take whatever. Daquan, DJ, Ryan, Bean. Hell, I don't. That's what y'all do. I ain't concerned about what the next grown folks, the next grown person is doing. I don't concern. I don't have any concern about what grown folks do. when they ain't around them, or whenever if they're around me, whatever is your business, that's your business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I think everybody should be like that. Some folks are just too much, too nosy. I ain't gonna be over here and over. Oh man, I'm seeing him, and I'm seeing him with that person, this person. Okay, yeah, do that, do that. I'm not mad. Shit, hopefully, hopefully you can keep them. Hopefully you can keep. 'Em. Just saying. Sometimes you can talk a good game, but shit, can you walk a good game? Okay, and that keeping a man for you. Let them be around you for a good old minute. Let the dust settle so they can see you. Mm-hmm. Look, I sure did see you a whole lot. Just like you was trying to pay attention to me, I was paying attention to you too as well. Yeah, it was what it was to me. It was what it was. Be mad all you want to. I ain't gotta pick up Bibles instead. Look, Bibles and stuff like I'm telling the truth. Tell the truth. Look, tell the truth without picking up a Bible for what? And then you cursing around the Bible too. And then you over there being a blasphemy. Oh my goodness! Like over like what? What's wrong with you? You need help. You need help. I say I'm the crazy one. Yeah. If I can point out certain shit, y'all should already know. I ain't that damn off. They can call me slow all they want to, but I ain't that damn slow to notice that. I'm just saying. No, we ain't gonna. I can't babysit and not acknowledge what I'm seeing in my face. Like, I ain't finna babysit you. Too grown, too old. Get over it. It's part of life. Especially when no one look. Especially when no one has did anything to you. And then little shit like that on YouTube trigger you like that to the point where you want to do all that. Yeah, do that. Cause see how you been with me on my end. You could have got blessed with something. Could have got blessed with something. Whatever I may have had, could have got it. But now out the window. Mm, I keep it for myself. Yes, indeed. I ain't never asked. Look, I have always been. Look, I have always been asked. Do you want some of this? Do you want some of that? You want some? You want some? Yeah. A nigga like me, I get on the stove and cook my own damn meals. I ain't out here depending on someone to cook for me, to provide for me. Hell no. I tell anybody that I meet, I don't want anything that you have. It's all about how you treat me. I don't care about the cars and the houses and whatever career you may have. And that's not in a diss way, but I'm not concerned about that. It's about you as an individual, as a person. How are you gonna be with me if you like it on me? Because if you're gonna be degrading and talking me crazy, we don't need to be look. We don't need to be together because that ain't love. That ain't love at all. And you will be sadly mistaken in the end because something else can happen. Yeah, learning how to walk away from the BS when you need to. I'm just saying. Hey, just figuring out how you doing. Oh, it's probably still the same one. Hold on for a second. Damn, sometimes you guys, I wish other people had some better content to talk about it besides me, just me, little old me over here. Because usually I'm not. Usually I'll be over here giving that type of energy, but since I'm on some other type of time, trying to get some shit done so I can make some money, I ain't got it for them today. And they gonna keep being that person in that way. So therefore, you gotta let them talk. You gotta just let them talk. Like, ugh, this again. You ain't gonna look. You ain't gonna look. Look. Some of those supporters over there should be asking, "What's next? What's new?" We're tired of hearing about this eating this nigga, which is me, aka me. That's what they should be saying over there. Hell, how many times are you gonna say this and say that? Like the same shit, same shit. And you federalize. Realize I know shit about you too. But do I want to go below the belt and spill the beans? Hell no. Because you know what? It ain't nobody business, and I don't really too much care to even really be on some shit like that. Because you know what? I ain't that type of person. You can be like that, but I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not with you. For me, there's no need to. It's not. But if you want to be still nasty, you can be nasty all you want to, but you're not getting those type of reactions out of me because I know how you are, and at the same time, you're not gonna stop me from doing me because I'm not your man, and I can go want to go, and if you see me there, you see me there. I'm not gonna be on pause. I'm always be on the go, and it is what it is, just like how you be everywhere trying to, drop down and say this and say that, because a lot of folks didn't even really too much like you in the B sector. They didn't like you. They really didn't, and some of them still don't even like you. But you trying to kiss ass now. Mm, you talking all that noise over there, talking so much noise, but at the same damn time, you still in the mix. For what? If you want to disassociate yourself with the mess, do it. How come you ain't did it yet? But you want to still you still want to get on your channel and say the same old things that we done already heard. How many months now? Same old things when you was mad at a nigga, and you think we supposed to be over here. Oh, wow. Say some more. Look, you done said enough. You said it so much. See, when it comes to me, you guys, I don't give a damn about other people's lives and what they do. Just know I know what just look. Just know I know. Okay, I know what you said. I know what you told me and what you said to me. You know, and I know that. So therefore, if I want to bring that to the table, I will. But at the same time, I don't feel the need to do it. There's no need to really even do that because it's meaningless to me. I ain't worried about you like that. I ain't invested in you like that. You know, what am I getting out of trying to bring your business to the YouTube streets? Even though you done said so much about my business, some may have been true and some was a little false, but you said it. Okay, whoop de doo. I don't really give a rat's ass about it because you know what? I know ain't nobody motherfucking perfect. So shit, hell, hell, sometimes we have a past, okay, and we make mistakes, but at the same time, I am not that person that today. If I was, you guys, I would be around somebody right now trying to do a little front and stunting, and by that I mean I can be around multiple people if I wanted to, if I wanted to slut myself out, and don't have any values and morals, I could do that just for some attention and just for people can talk about it and be like, oh my goodness, what's going on with Castro over there? He got another nigga, a different nigga. He showed him, oh, he showed this person, showed that person. It's two different niggas. I could easily be like that, but I'm not being like that now. And I don't have to, you know. And I would suggest, Sel, you be your real self around anybody that you want to bring around you because once they see how you are, you know, hopefully you can keep them. Because shit, I don't know how many folks are going to deal with you. Honestly, you say you want to be by yourself, you can be by yourself. I think you need to be by yourself because you say something's wrong with me. I believe something's wrong with you too as well. And if you don't fix it, it'll just take you up on out of it. It will. And you know I'm telling the truth. I'm not like you. I don't y'all don't heard you share certain things with me that I wouldn't dare repeat on here. But just know. Okay, I had to make a phone. Well, I had to talk to somebody on the phone. Okay, I had to make a phone. Well, I had to talk to somebody on the phone. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. You guys. Some people would expect me to be all jelly. Somebody was trying to come over and get me. Like, oh hell no, no, this is my time. Sometimes you gotta tell people, hey, see you when I see you. You're not finna interrupt my time. This is my time. I'll see you at a certain time. And that's how I roll, you guys. I'm like that. I'm like that. I don't like to be on nobody else's time. They're gonna be on my time. If you need me, look, you're gonna have to wait. Okay, I see you when I see you. Look, the job is gonna get done. Just know that because I've been in motion right now, baby. And see, that's how much I don't care about what is being said about me. But my thing is, it's like a nigga can't really talk so much bad about a nigga because it's like, nigga, I know certain shit about you, nigga, and look, it's been so much been going on. How dare you? But you know what? I ain't. It's to the point where it's not anything. It's not making me mad or sad or anything. It is what it is. It is what it is. Especially when you done did all you could do. See, I ain't gotta look crazy. See, that nigga on there, he over there looking crazy as fuck. That's why he need to take some motherfucking medication. Medication. Yeah. And just to think, people meeting up with that. Mm. Who want to meet up with somebody like that? You don't know if they gonna look. They'll be laughing with you 1 minute, and then the next minute they gonna cuss you out. And then you gonna have to pack up and get your shit, and then take your ass back to the airport, get on the road, and drive back home. Who wants to experience that? Look, if I had a meet and greet, look, it's gonna be what it is. If anything, I want to have someone that can be a little have a little traveling guide or guider, you know, whether it's a woman or a man, a little travel agent, whatever how it's I said, yeah, have a little travel agent on the side, but that's cost money though. But that in the future that can happen though. I wouldn't mind it. But I wouldn't take my peoples all through it. We ain't got to climb no damn mountain, but we can go see a mountain. But if you want to climb, we can. But if that does happen. Ooh, I'll probably be in my 40s. And do I want to climb a damn mountain? Hell no. Mm-mm. I think I stay I stay down on the level, on street level shit. Hell, I ain't trying to climb no goddamn mountain. I did it as a kid. I'm not doing it no more. Mm-mm. And see, one day I had thought about getting my motherfucking ass up there and just having a shot with somebody that I used to talk to. But then I thought about, oh, we got to make our way back down. And, getting up there is one thing, but getting down is another thing. I ain't got time for that. Mm-mm. I ain't got time for all of that. Not at all. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. I got to use the bathroom. Ooh, it's a clown show over there, you guys. I hate to be like that. That's so inappropriately. I mean, it's so inappropriate because you should be wanting to be seen in certain lights and not and seeing over there looking over there. It's like, oh my goodness, like, oh, you need to change it up because that ain't cute. That ain't cute at all. You making yourself look even more wilder. than what you are. You know, too much liquor in the system. How about you get some H2O, on the go? Because you need it in your system. I mean, man, what the fuck is going on with you? You pop, look, if folks didn't know that you drink and that's all you drink and you smoke weed, they'll think that you popping something else. Because I done had that happen to me too. People. There's been times where I done had a little too much to drink, and people thought I had a hit a pipe or something, but I wasn't acting crazy. Shit, I just was a little talkative. They didn't like that, but it was what it was. It was. But I ain't gotta act like that. No, I ain't gotta be having my legs all in the air and shit like that. Like, oh, what the hell? See, that's how you be losing your shit. And then you want to get on here and cry about it. That's how you lose your shit. And then you say certain things like, it's like, oh my goodness. Are you getting that same energy over here on my end? No, I wouldn't dare do that shit. For what? I ain't gotta talk about nobody's family. Like, oh my goodness. Like, okay, and I mean, if family is family, and family have problems, and family goes through things. So why is that such a something that you would want to put up and put out there? You know, in a way like it's just turmoil when we all done been through and experienced certain things. So that was just kind of weird too. I didn't understand that either. Even though I'm not even really too much concerned about it at all because my folks are doing their thing. They ain't doing what you think they are doing, but hey, it is what it is. And one thing I can say, they know how to get over certain things. They don't, continue to have things on their back and on their mind, like, oh my goodness, and bringing it up over and over again. Sometimes you guys look, hey, brush it off your shoulders, get it off your head, and continue to do what you got to do. I don't understand how some people can't even realize that. That is so easy to do. That's how I'm able to conduct myself, really, because I don't think about old shit. It happened. Okay, I don't think I'm worried about the future and what's in the present. Honestly, how in the hell I'm supposed to be over here thinking about past shit and assuming certain shit? That. Like I said, hey, if you gonna go out there and do what you want to do, go out there and do what you gotta do. You know, go out there and do what you gotta do. I ain't tripping. Not about that. Not about that. Shit, yeah. We all don't have moments where we gotta have a moment, look, a moment in time where we gotta do a little sucking and fucking. That ain't nothing to be excited about. That's just everyday life shit. Nigga, look at somebody right now, fucking right now. Trying to get a nut. Okay. And they may make a baby too. Okay, right? Look, while they fucking. But at the same time, are we supposed to have a competition on who can try to find someone that they can fuck on and suck on and and kiss and you do it whatever, baby, that's just old news to me. Okay. A t-shirt that I ain't trying to wear no more on my back. Mm-mm. That ain't what's up anymore. It ain't. Especially at your age and mine's too. It is showing the world how fast that you are willing to get in bed with a new nigga, as if you was in your 20s. I'm just saying. Where's the self respect at? Where's the self respect at? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But you guys, I have gave that person enough. So you guys have a wonderful day. I'm out. Relax for a second because it's time for me to almost go up on out of here. Peace, you guys.